Well, sister, last time we were together, we were packing up designer luggage and heading out with Troop Beverly Hills.
That's right. It was so much fun. And this week, we're stepping into a story that spans years of friendship.
That's right, from childhood to adulthood.
And all the moments in between. Let's rewind.
My goodness.
Into beaches. Y'all better have your tissue.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Missy. And this is Real Sisters Rewind.
Join us as we go back to the 80s.
Welcome to Real Sisters Rewind. We're so glad that you're here. This is the podcast where we rewind to the 80s and review the movies that we still love today.
And we are two sisters who grew up on these films, from theater nights to VHS rentals. And now we're bringing them back one movie at a time.
If you're loving the podcast, we would be so grateful if you would leave us a 5-star review, subscribe, and share it with a fellow movie fan.
And don't forget, we are still sending out our Real Sister stickers. Just take a screenshot of your review and email it to hello@realsistersrewind.com. All right, sister, let's rewind back to 1988 when Beaches hit the big screen and our hearts.
Beaches was released on December 21st, 1988. Now, sister, I was 20.
I was 12.
Okay.
I did see it in the theater. I do not remember who with.
I swear, I think we saw this together. I think it was like one of those holiday movies as I've been thinking about it.
100%.
I think we saw this together in 1988.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I know for sure 100% that I went into this movie as a 12-year-old just thinking that this was this like sweet girls movie about two best friends. That is what I thought. That was the extent of it for me.
Yeah.
Until.
Not so much. Not so much. Do you remember watching it in the theater? And
I
if
do,
you thought
because
that, like what your reaction was?
I do, because I remember being in the theater and being kind of like with Steel Magnolias, like broken down.
Yes.
And it was one of the first movies where I felt like that in the theater.
That was my Kramer versus Kramer.
And it was very surprised. Like I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
It was also like a cultural phenomenon. Like it was on for like it was because of the music. Like Bette Midler really blew back up. I think previously she was popular, maybe, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
when I was like in 6th grade, I think, which is I'm not gonna say it yet because part of it's about my Do You Remember, but it's what made me think of Bette Midler. In 6th grade, we were singing The Rose.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
yeah.
So I think this was almost like
it was like a comeback. It was a comeback for her, yeah.
And so her album, like it really blew up. And so it was just like a whole cultural phenomenon. It was a big deal.
It was. I remember, I'm almost 100% sure our family went together. Maybe not Mom, but I'm pretty sure we saw this in the theater together and
probably
cried and laughed and cried and cried.
Oh, yeah. It hurts my heart.
I know. Well, let's move into our pop culture spotlight, sister.
Okay. At the top of the charts this week, the #1 song, which I love, is Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Yeah, it does. This was an amazing boy-girl dance, slow dance song in our middle school boy-girl parties.
Remember when I went and picked you up from that middle school girl-boy party? It was probably about this time, actually, at that blue building community center, and you weren't ready to go. Yeah. But Mom told me to pick you up on the way home, and that was only one of the few times in my life I remember you acting like a brat and us like really fighting.
Yeah. I was like, everyone, why do I have to leave? It's not over. Don't be a killjoy.
Yeah. You showed your tail for sure. And this is about the time I was kind of checking out of like that Like I was kind of still listening to 80s music, like from high school, and about to segue into country music. So this time of my life, I was kind of out of music.
Yeah. This was like we were getting into MTV at that, like my grade, like my people, like we were really into MTV and stuff. Okay. So on television, the number one show, I don't want to say it. It was the Cosby Show.
Well, as I was looking at
I'm starting to feel some kind of way about the Cosby Show.
I know, right? Because it's like share the wealth, share the glory. But I did see something that when I was looking through the days in and around the launch date of the movie, 30-something was on. And I know there was a whole generation that loved that. I think I saw the first couple. And
you did not watch 30-something?
I didn't. Again, it was
What were you doing with your life?
I was in college and I was dating, and so we weren't really watching television shows at night. Like we were going to swaps and having meetings and studying, and it wasn't something that got on my radar. But you know what? After seeing that and hearing your expressions, I think I need to see if it's on any streaming services.
I highly recommend anyone that did not watch 30-something. It was a absolute fantastic. Like if it was streaming, if that show was like in today's times and it was streaming, it would be a hit. We would be watching it straight through. It was
I think I did watch like the first 2 or 3.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Because I remember like somebody dying and somebody was having an affair, and
it was 30-somethings. It was 30-somethings people.
Yeah.
And it was so good. It had a unbelievable cast. It was great. I was probably too young to be watching it, but I was also too young to be watching Dynasty and Days of Our Lives. So,
but you did because of your big sis.
But also, I just wanted to say this, shout out to my age of people, because this is going to resonate with them when I'm looking at the TV guide. The Wonder Years was on.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Love the Wonder Years. Winnie Cooper is just like...
Was she everything?
She was everything. Like she was the girl you wanted to be and the girl that all the guys would want to have, and the best way.
Is she like Felicity for kids? No, okay.
Oh, no.
Because I think Felicity was the girl you wanted to be, and the guy... I don't know. I love
for sure
Felicity,
me. I mean, look, I've got my hair like her today too.
Yeah.
No, and I had to call out the Wonder Years because my husband and I bond over. Like we both love the Wonder Years. People
That's so
our
funny.
age.
I've never seen a whole episode of the Wonder Years.
That's another one I highly recommend if you guys have never seen, to go back and watch the Wonder Years. It is like, just thinking about the song coming on makes me teary. It's very nostalgic. It's so precious. It is so precious.
I've heard great things about it. Well, on the cover of People magazine, a couple of things cracked me up.
Oh, so I know one. I hope if you don't say it, I will.
Well, no. On the front cover, there is an Elvis-looking man. It's actually Roy Orbison.
I thought it was Elvis. I was like, is this
I know. It looks like
Elvis?
Like a fat Elvis. But I guess he was haunted. He had a haunted life of rock. I don't know. But then also Gary Busey is on here. But the main headline of this People magazine is, "Why does everyone hate me? Robin's Blue Christmas." And it says, "I'm one of the nicest people." Now, it has Robin Givens, beautiful Robin Givens.
She's so pretty.
Yeah. Mike Tyson's
estranged
abused wife. But, I mean, why does everyone hate me? I'm one of the nicest people I know.
That is like the first thing when I saw this. I was like, who says that on the cover of People magazine?
Yeah, so cheesy. Yep.
I totally thought that was like a reincarnated Elvis, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember? I I don't know if this is still a thing or not. So I'm saying it is a do you remember from my childhood, but I don't know that this is really a thing anymore. Do you remember how when we were eating our poisonous toxic cereal, we would that was just packed with sugar on the back? I know that there were like stuff inside, right? And there would be like games and stuff on the back or whatever. Like you could read stuff on the back, but sometimes you could win a prize or like do an order. From the Count Chocula that I ate every single morning,
I loved Count Chocula. Oh my gosh. That would have been a good do you remember in and of itself.
I mean, Boo Berry, Count Chocula, and Frankenberry.
I didn't care for Frankenberry much. I
liked either, but they were there. And while you're at it, throw in a little Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch. I would eat a box of Captain Crunch.
It'll cut your mouth up.
Oh my goodness. But it's kind of a love it, hate it.
Yep. It's a hurt so good. But anyway, so one time on the back of my Count Chocula, I don't remember if this was an order through it or I don't remember, but it was something to do with the cereal box.
Okay.
And it was a huge cardboard castle, like Count Chocula castle that you could like color. And it's
right.
Mom made me, when I finally got it, she made me keep it in the guest bedroom across from yours. And I waited for that thing to come because this all was through snail mail, right?
Yeah.
Weeks and weeks. And I thought it would never come. I remember us checking like every day for this. Every day. I was so excited. And then I really just didn't think it would come. And it finally came. And it was all from the cereal box.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
That's great. I have a similar story. Caress soap used to, they had a thing one time that if you saved Caress soap labels and sent them in, again, snail mail to get there, they would send you, this is going to crack you up, a Caress workout album.
Because you were really
And I can remember my big stereo in my room that was against the wall, that Caress workout album.
How many times did you work out?
For sure the day it came in.
In front of your big brass mirror with all your brass unicorns around.
Yeah, I had to collect something. Okay, so my do you remember, I told you it kind of came back to Bette Midler, was do you remember Song Hits magazine? And so it was like Billboard Top 40 songs.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the only way you could verify the lyrics. I mean, you didn't for sure know the lyrics.
Yeah.
Unless you had that magazine. And I remember...
Or the tape insert.
Well, there was a time where the tape inserts didn't have the lyrics.
Did they have them in records? The big records?
Eventually, but not for a long time. But I can remember being in 6th grade.
Okay.
And I was at my friend Renee Richard's house. And I guess we had gone out and I had one of those song hit magazines, learning every word to the rose.
Stop it right now.
And singing it over and over again, looking at those lyrics.
But she did not want to be your friend after that.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. But Song Hits magazine.
Was she learning the words too?
It's so strange. Maybe I was doing it. For some reason, I remember doing it in her bathroom. So I don't know if I was in the bathtub or if, I was like hanging it out in the bathroom while she was in the shower and I was reading them. I don't remember, but I remember being in that bathroom with the Song Hits magazine.
Y'all were practicing for a talent show probably.
Yeah, we probably were.
Oh, Lord.
All right, sister. Well, let's talk about the movie Beaches. It was directed by Gary Marshall. We know that he's known for his character-driven stories, and he's had a lot of success with those relationship-focused type movies, and this was one.
Yeah. So the screenplay was written by Mary Agnes Donahue and based on the novel Beaches by Iris Rainier. I.S. Rainier Dart, who actually drew from her own experiences and friendships when writing the story. Oh my gosh. This was when I watched it this time, I was like thinking in my mind, I was like, it's the first time I ever thought or connected this to a book. I was like, I bet this is a book connected to a book.
Yeah.
And I don't want to read it.
My mind. No, I don't want to read it either. I don't want to take beaches to the beach.
Nope.
Because I would be having everyone near me at the beach wondering what was wrong.
Yeah.
Wondering what was wrong for sure. Well, of course, the film stars Bette Midler as Cece Bloom, an aspiring performer. And as we said earlier, this role really helped reestablish her presence in film during this time. And I would say even like bringing her music back as well. Yeah. She just had a stellar performance.
For sure. And alongside her is Barbara Hershey, who is brilliant as Hillary Whitney, bringing a very different energy to the role, more reserved, more structured, which plays directly into the dynamic between these two friends, these two characters.
Yeah. The younger versions of the characters were played by, and I'm not sure how to say her name. You probably know it, but it's Mayim Bialik as the young Cece, also known to my husband and boys as Sheldon's girlfriend and ultimately wife in The Big Bang Theory.
That's right.
And when I watched that, I knew that's who it was. I was like, that is her, that is her, that is her.
Yeah, she has a very recognizable face. Do you not remember her from anything else?
Yeah, she was Blossom, I think.
Yeah, she was Blossom.
But
yeah, that's what I
have to say, I questioned whether or not it was her, because if that was really her singing as young Cece, she's talented.
Yeah.
As a singer too. I mean,
she probably was. She probably is. She probably is.
I wonder if she did Broadway.
Maybe. Quite possibly. Being so young.
Yeah, maybe so.
We could look and see, because you got to come here for the facts.
That's right.
We have got the facts. Okay. And I do think she was such a perfect pick for Cece, because she and Bette Midler, she literally could be she could be Bette Midler as a child.
It was eerie. Mm-hmm. And there were even times where Bette Midler was older, when she was, of course, in the movie, where she looked like little Cece. And if it had been today, I would have thought, did they do some kind of CGI to the faces? And I did.
Because they do structure.
And I kind of wondered that in the movie It Ends With Us. Mm-hmm. With the main character, Lily Bloom. Oh my gosh, Lily Bloom, Cece Bloom, and her younger Lily. Because I thought that they looked so much alike, the
structure of their face, for sure. And Marcy Leeds as a young Hillary, and she was so precious.
She was a precious child. I already want to get to talking about that, but I know we want to focus on who's in it. We also had John Hurd as John Prince, along with Spalding Gray and Lainey Kazan. They were in supporting roles. Really a great cast.
John Pierce, not John Prince, but
Pierce.
Just no big deal. But he was great. So the movie is rated PG. It should be rated R for the amount it makes you cry.
Yes.
With a runtime of 2 hours and 3 minutes, which was over our sweet spot, but it didn't bother me a bit.
Didn't bother me a bit. I never once paused it to see how much time was left, and that tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah, me either. It moves at a pretty good clip.
Yes, it does. The budget for the film was around $20 million.
And it went on to bring in about $57 million at the box office, making it a commercial success. But that I would imagine was, past the box office, I know that it made way more.
Oh, for sure.
Because it was a big deal.
People were buying that VCR tape. You know they were. Now, as far as awards, the film itself didn't receive any major nominations, but the song...
You're about to cry.
I know. Wind Beneath My Wings. It became one of the most recognizable songs of the era. Like you said, it was just...
It's like I had the time of my life.
Yeah. And it went on to win multiple Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year and Song of the Year.
And I'm just going to say right now, because I'm getting teary-eyed, which means something. I know, like, Beaches is one of those shows that we all, like, when you think back on it, you're like, in a way, it's like cheesy and you make fun of it. And that song, because it was so overplayed and overwatched. But I challenge you, real fans, to just go crawl up in your bed and watch that full movie and tell me you don't shed a tear. Like, it's...
if you don't... You have a heart need to go get your heart checked.
Yeah.
Something's happening internally.
Because I really didn't. I thought I was going to be fine. I was like, I've seen this so many times. Like, give me a break. No.
Well, I didn't think I was going to be fine.
It was rough.
I started crying in the first scenes.
I know.
I really did. I just did.
All right, real fans. As we're talking about these tears, go ahead and grab your tissues. Missy, you probably need a whole box. It is time for Beaches. Okay, so we open with this great scene, basically where Cece and Hillary meet. And Cece Bloom is a child... performer, we'll say. Want to be star. And she is literally underneath the boardwalk at the beach when sweet, precious Hillary, you can tell from the start, is just like very well groomed, very prim and proper, sits down on the boardwalk, and she doesn't know how to get back to her hotel. She's very stressed out. And of course, Cece, under the boardwalk,
smoking a cigarette,
catches her attention. And I mean, really, that's all she wrote. Like, they became friends. She tells Hillary that, of course, she'll walk her back to her hotel. Well, about that time, Leona, who is actually Cece's mom, finds her.
And she's only 5 years older than like Bette Midler is in that movie. Like,
that's hysterical.
Yeah. And I might not have done the math right, but like, she's not, when she's the mom and it's the young Cece, so what, who cares? But when she's the older Cece, they're very close in age.
Yeah, they had to make her look a lot older. But so she meets Leona, and Leona's like, we've got an audition right now. Let's go. And so they kind of just drag Hillary along with them. And so Hillary gets to watch her in her audition, and Hillary just falls in love with this Cece Bloom performer.
Yes,
this whole like
this
life.
Big gregarious life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For sure.
But Cece does not get the part because she lost to the girl who walks on her hands.
She's a prisspot too. And her mom is like the stage mom. It was just like uptown and downtown.
Yes. And you could tell it was, the whole thing with the girl that walks on her hands. Like, it is funny because it even becomes a running joke between Hillary and Cece throughout their life. Like, they refer back to the girl that walks on her hands.
Yeah. So I have okay, keep going.
I was just going to say, so at this point, Leona talks Cece into going back to the Bronx. And of course, she takes her back to the hotel, and Hillary wants to repay Cece by having a chocolate milkshake, which was very sweet.
Oh my gosh. I loved it so much. And that is, as they begin saying goodbye, they decide to be pen pals.
They decide because they've taken pictures in the photo booth.
Oh, that's when I was crying in the photo booth. I was crying. So here's a question. Have you ever had a pen pal?
Yes.
I have too.
I mean, my pen pal was my friend that moved away and didn't last, that long, but
Was
for
it
a little
Summer?
bit.
Your little friend Summer?
It was Linda. Linda Silverman.
Oh, yes. Oh, she was so sweet and precious.
Yeah, they moved to Shreveport, I think.
So mine was someone I didn't really know. But somehow like you got them set up through teachers. Like a teacher in one state would be friends with, or no, maybe it was a teacher connection kind of thing.
Yes.
And you would have a pen pal and we would talk about meeting each other and all of this stuff. And it
never happened.
It didn't go very far. No, it didn't. But I will say, not in situations like them, but I met so many friends along my young life with us traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
That I hate thinking how many people that we would have just shared some common memories that I would have loved to know like what they're doing now. And I think that's such a benefit of social media now is if you meet someone, you can pretty much connect with them and you could keep up with them forever.
Yeah, that's true, which is definitely different. It took a different kind of energy to keep that going.
It did.
I will say this. One of the things that I think broke me down a little bit in this movie was Hillary reminded me a little bit of our Maddie, not in the way that she's prim and proper, but in the way that she had such an open heart for other people that weren't like her. She was very loving and had a very open heart and always kind of looked for the best in other people. And it really, it made me think of her a lot.
It did. Well, we then get one of our fabulous 80s montages of the letters going back and forth. And it's so cool how Gary Marshall did that or how it was written or whatever, just showing the progression of their life through these letters coming back and forth, right?
And that's what kept it moving because you didn't feel like you were just like it didn't seem that long of a movie.
Right.
But yeah, so we end up to, after they've been exchanging these letters and we know where they are in their lives.
Right.
We know that, that Cece is performing, in clubs intermittently, not great, but she's performing in clubs. And ultimately, Hillary decides to just throw caution to the wind and she leaves her life in San Francisco. And she comes to the nightclub where Cece's singing, and they have not seen each other since they were on the boardwalk all those years ago. And so she approaches Cece at the bar, and at first Cece doesn't know who she is. It's so cute. And she takes her hat off and she's like, oh, Hillary. And she's just, they're immediately connected.
I know that connection, it hasn't been severed, but you have to suspend belief here like you do in a lot of 80s movies.
Yeah.
Because she walks in with her suitcases into this bar. She wouldn't have known what bar she was in. Like, it wasn't like you could, here, let me drop my pen where I'm performing.
Oh, no.
But it's worth suspending every belief that you could to watch that reunion.
Yes, they're so happy. And so it's funny because she's like, oh, I'll get my own place. And Cece's like, no, you've got to stay with me. And when she gets to Cece's apartment, it is
horrible.
A New York apartment.
For sure.
Like
it was reality.
The realistic version of a New York apartment, not the Friends version of a New York apartment.
That's exactly right. Yes.
And she just is like, it's perfect. She loves it. She just she wants some freedom is what it boils down to.
Well, she was a rich girl from the probably Upper East Side and felt smothered
Hillary?
by
No,
it.
she was from California.
Oh, from California?
Yeah, she was from California.
Oh, okay. Well, and she was a rich girl from California and she felt smothered.
She definitely felt smothered for sure. So in this time, we get to see a few things happening. We get the night where they're singing. I love, love, love the scene where they are in their bed singing Christmas carols.
Oh my gosh. I do too.
Love it so much.
And she's like,
cold.
Sing, oh come all ye faithful. I sang the dreidel song.
Yes.
And I love how their beds was like a sofa and a bed through a window. And so it's like they had their own space, but they were right there.
No, and they had their Christmas lights, and it was just just watching that made me feel cozy.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like the coziest feeling.
And if you have those simple times with friends, with family, it's those simple, cozy, laid back times that memories are built on and that relationships are built on. I mean, there's nothing like just being completely free and relaxed and cozy and comfy and warm and just doing silly things together that, if you were out having dinner, spending time together, it's just not the same kind of connection.
Agree, 100%. Okay, so bringing in the male character, this is important. So Cece has started working. She was actually a singing telegram.
Yes, she was. I loved that too.
Yeah. So through her singing telegram job, she meets John Pierce, and he is a theater director. And I don't know, it's almost like he is he's somehow like owner or something of the theater company. Like he's part of it.
Right. He's an investor in it, I think.
And he's interested in Cece's talent initially.
Yes.
And brings her into the company. And Cece is a little interested in him for a little more than
not for his talent.
Right. Well, of course, she hasn't said that to him. She's working in the theater when
she's got a little crush.
She's got a crush. And she, through Cece, he meets Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
And they hit it off. And there's nothing, technically there's nothing between Cece and John. But Hillary knows how Cece feels about it.
Yeah.
Of course. But she does leave with them, and they do sleep together, and it causes a major rift between these two friends. Yeah. And it just so happens that when this rift occurs, there's a rift, and then they're kind of like, oh, it's okay. They kind of apologize, but they don't really have time to work it out because she had already planned a trip back to San Francisco.
Right. Her father was dying.
But first it was just a trip.
Oh, okay.
And she had planned. She was like, oh, when I get back, do you be sure to take care of my plants or whatever. And so they think it's just going to be a trip. And it ends up, she stays much longer because her father's sick and he dies. And she ends up marrying an attorney, Michael.
Her dad's attorney. Her dad's lawyer.
Attorney.
Who read the will.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Cece and John get closer and closer. And she becomes like a Broadway star.
Yeah.
And ends up marrying John.
Yeah.
And
he does. It's not.
He does love her.
You never feel like he feels like he's settling for her. Like,
oh, not at all. Not at all.
It's as she does. She is his wife and love, and it's not like you see him pining over Hillary or anything like that.
I mean, it's definitely, they're good. And again, this is one of those times where it's not really a montage, but we see their lives happening through their letters.
Right.
And they've got a good relationship. She's becoming a bigger and bigger star. He's still doing his thing, and all is well.
Mm-hmm.
He does still ask about Hillary, and she kind of like rubs her the wrong way. You can tell it kind of bothers her, but he doesn't mean anything. He's just like, he was asking about when her father died and things like that.
Yes. But it wasn't like at all, like he was pining
No,
over her.
but Cece didn't like it. But also Cece is one of those kinds of people. Like, she has like a jealous personality.
She has one of those, like, I'm self-absorbed and I want you to love me and I'll love you big too. But yes, I want you to love me and I'm a little jealous of you too.
And the world revolves around me.
Yeah, it's a hard friendship to have with anyone that has that personality.
And
it tells us a lot about Hillary.
Tells us a lot about Hillary, and in the end, it tells us a lot about Cece.
I know.
Okay, so we know they're both married, doing their own thing. There is a point where Michael and Hillary come to see Cece on Broadway.
Right. Now, Michael is the lawyer that Hillary
that she's married to, and they come to Cece.
Yeah, but we didn't say his name earlier, so that's why I was just.
And Michael is, you can tell, not impressed.
Not impressed with the boob musical.
No. Over the shoulder boulder holder. And all of this was on the soundtrack. I remembered all of these songs because we would just listen to the soundtrack.
I know, the soundtrack was so good.
So they came to visit and it didn't go well because
it didn't go well.
They ended up getting, Cece and Hillary did end up getting in another big fight because just things were off. Hillary wasn't happy and Cece felt like Hillary was
settling, like she was settling in her life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's such the story now has shifted because now Cece and John have a really lavish apartment, which is not in good taste to Michael and Hillary. I mean, they don't say it like, oh, everything's so new, and like insinuating that it's new money. And it is over the top, but it's also Cece's absolute personality.
Her personality.
Well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. So they actually stopped speaking at this point for several years. And we kind of watch what's happening in their lives. But Cece is still sending her letters. And she's sending them back.
Return to sender. I wonder if you can still do that today, like return to sender.
You can.
Have you been doing that with
but I've done it before when stuff's
junior high boyfriend's letters that he's still sending.
When things have come that are not like the wrong address or whatever, I'll just put return to sender.
Now, see, I won't. I'll put not. I almost said box 301 because that was our address.
Old address.
We were growing up. Yeah. But I would put not this address, but I wouldn't put return to sender.
Yeah, I'll just say return to sender. Anyways, through this time, we basically find out that Hillary's marriage is a sham.
It's a sham.
He's cheating.
He's shallow and
he's cheating
unfaithful.
On her, and he's unfaithful, and he's a butthole.
Yeah, he is.
And Cece and John also end up divorcing.
But we don't see much about how that comes to be as far, like, it just is kind of, it dissolves.
Yeah, it's not, it's very amicable.
Right.
They're both like, he's like, you have this career and this is your life and this is where you're going and you have to do this. This is what you're meant to do. And I just want to run this theater.
Yeah.
Like we just have two different
She wanted big time and he was happy with his theater company and just being successful there and being happy and humble.
And we see
ordinary.
We see later how this amicable dissolution of marriage isn't an awful. It doesn't end up being two people that hate each other.
No, it doesn't.
It's really beautiful, the whole thing. So this is where we are in their lives. And all of a sudden, and Hillary, after she's discovered Michael's cheated on her, next thing we know, she is, shows up and reaches out to Cece again, kind of like before.
And they've not spoken in years. They've had this
spoken
in years. And Cece's pissed.
Yeah, she's a little salty.
Uh-huh.
And then Hillary sits down on the stool and leans back and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so fat, Hillary." And she's like, "I'm not fat, I'm pregnant."
Okay, can we pause here for a second?
Yeah.
Because I want to go back to California
Mm-hmm.
where Hillary and Michael have this like romantic roll in the hay evening.
At their like
and
country
she's
home.
like, "Oh, wish it could always be like this." And he's like, "Well, I'll see you next weekend." And so she goes back and ends up going back. And
Early.
that's how she discovers that he's having this
Having an
affair. And you think she's going to say, "That's my husband." And she just says, "That's my robe."
Oh, I know. I love that line.
That is such a great line.
I remember when she said that line, I remember loving that line always.
It's a great line.
It's such a good line because you're exactly right. You think she's going to say, "That's my husband." She says, "That's my robe."
Yeah.
It's amazing. Such a
You
good
know what?
line.
I just had this thought of her, like, she's so classy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the thought, like, she's so classy and Cece's kind of crassy. Like,
she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But she's not embarrassed of her, which
No,
I love.
I know.
She doesn't try to change that about her.
No.
So Cece actually ends up going out to California to help Hillary get ready for the baby.
I know. I love that little montage where they're doing all that stuff.
All the stuff, and she sings the Baby Mine song. And it's really beautiful. And while she's there, she actually meets Hillary's gynecologist that she's going to get married to.
And she all of a sudden is taking on the role of doctor's wife. And she's taking her frizzy hair and it's put it into this helmet head. Cheesy. She's got on suit. She's like trying to make
be a doctor's wife.
Into a doctor's wife until she gets
her
a
agent
call
calls
to go back to New York and be in the theater.
Because her career had kind of like
fizzled.
Yes. So she was like, I'll come to California with you. I'm going to help you with the baby. And she's decided, I'm going to marry this man. It's going to be a wonderful. Wife. And then she gets the call from her agent and she's out of there, like literally packing her bags.
But not before Hillary has baby Victoria.
Well, she leaves and comes back for the baby. She tells her before she leaves, she's like,
I'll be back. You're right.
I told you I'll be back when the baby's born. And so she leaves because this is when she goes back, and she goes back to John's theater.
Right. It's John's theater.
That called her back.
Yeah.
And that was really touching to me.
It was. He was
like, there's nobody else that's talented enough to do this role.
To do the role.
And that role is what brought her back to fame.
Right.
She really, really like took off. So of course she does go back when Victoria's born and passes out, of course. They're bickering and she's like flat out. And she sees the gynecologist in the delivery room.
She said, "I heard you're getting married." Yes. He was obviously anxious to get married to someone.
He was. So she passes out and then she comes to and they're in the actual room and the baby's been born and she's just precious. And so they get to meet and it's wonderful. And she goes back to New York and truly her career takes off
in a
big way, not just as a Broadway star, but as like a singer. She's like now a true singer with records and performing all over and on tour, and
people are coming up and like, "Can I have your autograph?" and stuff.
Totally.
Like that.
She's huge.
Yeah.
So this is when we get into it. So
while all that's happening to Cece, Hillary,
yes, we're back
a single mom.
And of course, look, She's a very well-off single mom with
she's not just well-off. She's a wealthy single
very wealthy.
Mom.
She's got help at the house. I mean, it's not like she's struggling, but
she is working though. She's
an attorney. Yeah.
An attorney for helping people type of attorney. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And help.
I mean, I guess all attorneys help people, but like,
in New York, she was like working with like pro bono work.
Right.
This was not pro bono.
It wasn't pro bono, but it was more.
She was like defending. She was like a defending,
right? Yeah,
defense attorney. So, anywho's, we notice she's very tired. She's like,
she just can't fight this flu.
Yeah, she's like, hurry up, Victoria, get in the car, and I want to, can't wait to get to the beach so we can rest, and I don't want you to have a friend there the whole time because I want to rest, and we just see that she's not feeling well.
Yeah.
And so we see she almost passes out where she's at the courthouse and she's talking to another attorney and she's trying to get to court. And she, at first, you would almost think maybe she's having a panic attack. The way she's like breathing.
It does look like a panic attack. We know it today, but in the 80s, we wouldn't have known it to be a panic attack.
No. And they call 911 and next thing we see they're at the hospital.
Yep.
And her precious little girl crawls up in the bed with her and says, she tells her she caught a virus. And she said, a virus in your heart? And she said, yes, but I'm going to be fine. And
she's got like cardiomyopathy.
Yeah, it's viral.
It's
terminal. It's viral. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so they go home and Cece comes out to be with them and at their home in California.
Right.
And Hillary has basically decided she's not going to do treatment or she's just gonna take medicine that they can give her and rest. Like she's not trying to get a heart transplant. She didn't think she would qualify for that. And she just wants to live, the best she can this last part of her life. And so Cece comes out to be with them and basically Hillary wants Cece to go to the beach with them for the summer to help take care of Victoria. And at first Cece says, oh, I'll get you a nurse. And she's like, no, I don't really want that. I don't really want that.
Yeah.
And then she ends up going with her. And so it's interesting because there's a little bit of tension between Cece and Hillary's daughter, Victoria, who is a precious child. But through our eyes as the viewer, we know that Hillary's intention is that she wants them, when I say them, Victoria and Cece, to become friends and to love each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
they kind of butt heads. They butt heads.
Yeah. And it's hard. On the flip side of that, when they do start getting along, because really Hillary can't do anything. And so she has to kind of depend on Cece to play with her and go to the beach and do things. And then it's hard for Hillary because she sees what she's missing out on with her daughter.
Her heart's breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Her heart's breaking.
One of my favorite lines is when she says, when she's talking about all the stories she knows and what a long memory she has. So she would be able to share everything she knows about Hillary with her daughter. And so I'm just, whoo. So as we know, she actually does not pass away at the beach. They end up having a really wonderful summer.
Yeah.
It's restful, but it is a wonderful summer. Yeah. And they go home and it's been decided that Victoria is going to go out to the Hollywood Bowl when Cece comes on tour. And it's about
she's taken one of her friends with her to see.
And it's about that time when she's packing for the Hollywood Bowl that her mom collapses.
Yeah.
And that's when Cece gets the call at the Hollywood Bowl. And
which actually begins the movie. So
right.
It's actually been a flashback.
Right. She's driving to get to Hillary.
Yeah.
And so, oh my gosh, this is the worst. When she gets to the hospital, Hillary says, I waited for you.
I know.
And of course she did, of course she did. And so this is awful, y'all.
By the way, FYI, I told Amanda to get some Kleenex before we started.
And I was like, I don't need it.
She's fine. She's fine.
Okay, so they, there is such a sad song, too, that they play during this time, and I don't know the name of it, but I think the name of it is I Think It's Gonna Rain Today.
Uh-huh.
And it broke me down hard.
Yeah.
Hard. Anyway, she does pass away, and the next scene we see is the funeral.
Yes. And Cece's, of course, got Victoria with her. And she's standing all classy looking now with her big hat and standing at the foot of her friend's casket with her little girl.
And so when they leave, they go back home, and she tells her, Victoria, everybody wants you.
Yes, I love that line. I love that line so much.
You can go be with anyone you want.
But your mom wanted you to be with me. She does tell her that.
Yeah, and Victoria even asks about her dad.
Yeah.
And she's like, if you want me to call your dad, I'll call your dad. We'll find him.
Because he is not a part of their lives.
No, he's not a part of her life at all.
But she's run into him on the street a couple of times.
Yeah, that's what she said. She was so cute. And it's ultimately decided that she's going to go. Victoria decides that she's going to go with Cece. And so we see them packing the house and getting everything ready. And
she just asked if she could take her cat.
Her cat Pouncer. And so she takes her cat with her. And then the final scene is her singing The Glory of Love, which is
a slow version. It's not the tap dance style.
Which is what we saw her perform back at the boardwalk. And she sings it.
That scene reminded me of Lady Gaga at the very end of A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
Because it's a CC concert. And it's a very solemn song moment. But then she looks over and Victoria
is standing backstage.
In the wings of the stage. And it's just a beautiful moment.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
The way she sings it. And she is so dynamic in that moment. And that just everything, that scene is really beautiful.
Yeah,
and
I actually had the thought
sobbing
because I was too, but I had the thought like she had gone, we saw Hillary's heart throughout it and her love for people but we see this transformation of Cece.
Right, that's what I was talking about earlier.
Standing on stage, like she's got a softness about her now and a classiness about her now. It's almost like her friend is with her.
And like she loves something more than herself now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is not, I mean, I'm just going to say, I know it's not really a guy's movie, but it's not, now like rewatching, it's not a cheesy movie. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. Do you know who's not seen this movie that would fall apart?
Savannah
Westcott.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, because she'll relate to the singing of Cece and all of that.
She's not going to be able to handle it.
Oh, we totally have to watch it together.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't watch it without me.
She'll be mad at us. Again. We'll be like, it's good. It's so good. It's a friendship movie.
Your girls get so mad at us when we make them watch things that don't turn out the way they want them to, or they're scarier than they thought. So, sister, I think this goes without asking, but does it measure up?
Oh my gosh, it measured up really far beyond my expectations. Because
me too. I had worked it into being kind of a cheesy 80s
cliche, sort of.
Yeah, but it's not. It is well written. It is well acted.
It is really good.
It definitely measures up and stands the test of time. Like, if you haven't seen it in a long time, treat yourself. And if you've never seen it before, go grab a couple of boxes of Kleenex. Either way, and have one on your right and one on your left, because you'll be pulling one from each side. Oh, gosh.
Mm-hmm. All right, sister, let's give our clues.
All right. So our clues for our next movie, clue number 1, this film helped launch one of the biggest movie stars of the 80s.
Clue number 2, this film kicked off a successful franchise.
Yep. And clue number 3, this story centers around someone who doesn't quite fit in where he is.
Before you go, if you're loving the podcast, we would be so grateful if you would leave us a 5-star review, subscribe, and share it with a fellow movie lover.
And we will see you back next week as we rewind once again back to the 80s. Thanks, real fans.
Y'all.
Bye, sister. Love you.
Bye. I love you.
Bye.